Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of Embrace the Face. I'm Allie Anderson, nurse, Reiki master, intuitive healer, and we are in season 3 of our podcast. And today I have Miss Samantha Harris with me. Hello, Samantha.
Hi.
Hi. So Samantha Harris, we know each other from around town, and we see each other at a lot of local events and local shops. And she is the owner and creator of A Little Bit of Love, which is an organic hair and body care line. You are also a singer. You have an amazing voice. We were just talking about this. You do solo, as well as you're a part of a band that plays up to 11 pieces, right? 11 different instruments, which is so cool, called City Sound Music, can be found on Long Island and available for all festivities that need music. And you're also a model and ambassador for San Julie's, which is a beautiful fashion line of tie-dye and all things just beautiful high vibe colors. So Samantha, I want you to take the stage. So the reason that I asked Samantha to be on is because one, I love having people on who follow their heart and just do what makes them happy at a soul level, people who are high vibe and want to help other people, help humanity, as well as we're going to discuss music and music healing and how it really is the vibrational frequencies that heal mind, body, spirit when partaking in singing or playing an instrument. So all right, Samantha, the stage is yours. So share your story, please, and welcome. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here in the first place. So thank you for that.
Of course.
Hi, everyone. As she said, my name is Samantha, and I am the owner of A Little Bit of Love, which is organic hair and body care. I have always made my own products for myself. Since being a teenager, I ran into this woman. Her skin was flawless. I asked her what she used, and I was about 16 years old, and she put me on to shea butter and where to get it from. The store is now closed, but that's okay. I went to the store and fell in natural product heaven. I fell in love. I, just noticed the difference in my skin. I started to look like this woman. I started to feel like this woman. I had a glow on my skin, even with all the teenage blemishes that I had going on. So that was very, very important. And I just kept going with it. My skin felt softer. My skin felt nicer. It started to behave. And I just stuck with it. And then, I don't know, I did what our parents told us to do. I went to college and I went into the healthcare field and I stayed there for about 25 years. And then...
Get out. Okay, I just have to time out for anybody listening. Samantha looks like she's 25 years old. So get the hell out of here. That is, you look amazing. So for anyone listening, you need to buy her products. Okay, continue.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. I've seen you in person. There's no way you've already had a 25-year career somewhere. Okay, continue.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
And yes, it is a testimony to my products. I have to say that.
Very cool.
But yes, I was there for about 25 years. And up until, like many of us, COVID-19, in 2022, I was laid off. And I had thankfully already started A Little Bit of Love and decided to just go for it full time. A Little Bit of Love actually started in 2018. A friend, my sister gifted me a class that, talked a lot about soul searching, taught you how to look into yourself, look for things that, you needed to face. Mm-hmm. And one of the assignments that they gave out was for us to write a dream down. And I wrote down that I wanted to have my own business, that I wanted to do something that allowed me to make money, circulate dollars within my community while still helping people feel better about themselves. I had actually struggled in the work field,
Yeah.
just out of, and it's never been the job. It's always been the background behind the job. It's always been the behind the scenes, the settings, the systems, the, things behind the scenes.
Are you talking about healthcare?
I am talking about employment period.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So I was a nurse for 15 years in corporate healthcare. Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just, the systems don't always allow you to be the best nurse you could have been or
100%.
you could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very held back in many ways. But anyway, step 2 of the assignment was to tell someone who would hold you accountable for that dream, and to create an action step. I not knowing what to do at the time, but it was December. I created gift sets for my family, and I scotch taped a little bit of love on them.
I love it.
With the title and ingredients. Because in my mind, once you hit your 20s, 30s, I would really say 30s. The light bulb comes on about 30.
Mm-hmm.
Once you hit your 30s, you really start that soul searching. You don't realize it yet, but you start it. And you start to look deeper within. You start to confront things from your childhood. You start to go through your daddy issues or your mommy issues or, all those kinds of things. And I started to realize that, I was surrounded by a lot of negativity, and I didn't really want to be a part of that. It took a lot less energy to love than to hate. I preferred to love. And I was just like, what if I did things from a love perspective? And I usually found that I got better results. So that was where a little bit of love comes from, because a little bit goes a long way.
I feel like I'm going to cry. I have chills. Only because I wish that for every human on this planet, that everyone could find within them that little bit of love. And yes, if you have worked in healthcare or even in our New York metro area, like, it's been chaotic for the last 4 years or so. And if you can find that little bit of love within you and follow that dream, I think that's beautiful. And that is what the world should be like. It's what makes the world go round. So
thank you. I totally agree. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But once I handed out those gift sets, my family, the same sister who gifted me the class, favorite fragrance, Ariel, and the other sister who gifted me the class, the other favorite fragrance, Tanbea, she became a bee in my ear. She would not stop buzzing. She kept telling me to trademark the name. She kept telling me, she was like, oh, so this is a business? You're going to start the business? Is that what this means? Oh, I've been waiting for you to do this. And she buzzed in my ear for 4 months until April. I finally made the steps and made the business legal, made the name a trademark. And
congratulations. It's like an 18-month wait for that. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah, good for you.
Since I did that, I was like, okay, you spent the money. You have to continue this. You started. You have to continue this. And actually, April 13th of this year would be 4 years later. I am still spreading a little bit of love.
I'm going to ding some bells. Yay! That's awesome. So I just have to say, my husband's an entrepreneur, and he always talks about that first 5 years. That first 5 years is the hardest, and you make it past 2, you're established. You get to. It's not easy. It is not easy. So good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's That's how it should be. So that it just, so between the trauma healing and the soul searching, and it's funny you say that. So few things that I'm going to randomly point out right now. And one, the skin is our biggest absorbing organ in
Yes.
our body. And I've talked about this on other episodes, but I just feel like it's so important to say that, because you found something that is healing and nurturing and like legitimate. So it's so important that we care about, what we put on our skin, and not just follow like the propaganda of what's the latest, hottest product in
Exactly.
Cosmo or other magazines. It's like, no, what are you putting on the surface that absorbs every single chemical, every fragrance, every preservative, like that's going into your bloodstream through your organs, trying to be filtered through the liver and kidneys, gets sucked into the blood-brain barrier, and like it can wreak so much havoc. And I know that your products are simple. They're organic and they're simple, and that's so important. And then not only that, but you are doing the work. So when you do the work and you make your product by hand, you are putting in that love. You are putting in that energy. And I just feel like when we are doing things from heart center, that it makes it like so much more powerful.
Yes. And I actually want you to know that I have to be okay in order to make your products.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to be like in that mindset. Yeah.
My home is saged, and I have to be okay. Like my energy has to be okay. If I am not okay, I cannot work that day.
And that is a conscious creator. That is a high vibe, intelligent healer. You are a healer by all intents and purposes, and the world is so lucky to have you in that aspect. And you do the work. You just talked about the steps that it takes to really do the work. We can have all these ideas in our head. We really are the co-creators with the universe. So whether you call it a vision board or manifestation or whatever the hell you want to call it, you did the work. You took the steps, and that's all it is.
Yes.
And that's awesome. You are such an inspiration. And I know that especially like to do that during this time, like the chaos and the keeping peace during the chaos is the ultimate resiliency. And that is where we all should strive to be.
Yeah. It's weird because, my sisters do ask me, how do you feel as a person who is not receiving, the steady paycheck or, the vacation pay or a 401k? Like, are you all right? You okay? And I am. I'm not going to lie to you. Things go up and down. It really is hit or miss. I do not have steady income, and you have to plan for that, and you have to save for that, and you have to work around that. But I became a priority, and I have the time for myself. I have the time for my family. I take care of my mother and my grandmother with very severe dementia. I did not have the time to do that properly while I was working a 9 to 5. I am able to be closer to home. We can, pay a little bit of care for them and just while I'm out trying to spread the love to you guys.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Extremely important. And just not being immersed into the chaotic everyday that I was living in. It was driving me crazy, and I did not realize that until I calmed down.
Right, until you shed those layers and you because it's really that's what it's really about. Everyone searches outside of themselves for the answer, but it's all the externals that are causing us internal chaos.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, I left the hospital about a little over 2.5 years ago, and that is when my nervous system healing truly began.
See, and that's so unfortunate because I'm sure you would have been such a great help if you were allowed to be.
Oh yeah, yeah. I loved it. I didn't know any different, you know. So now it's that soul searching. But I feel like you've completed all the steps. You've done the trademarking. You've done the legitimacy. I'm like right behind you. I just did my LLC. I just did
Yes.
so. I'm right there. I'm
That's
following in your
okay. Come join
footsteps.
me. Come join me.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm right there with you. No, and being a caregiver, in general, anybody who's a caregiver, it is
My hat
harder on the
goes to
caregiver.
all of you. My hats go
Yeah,
out to all of you. Thank
and you
you. Thank
too.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
from the bottom of
yeah.
my heart.
But being a caregiver, like for your own family members, I feel like it's harder than anything. It's harder than
Yes.
that 9 to 5. It's hard.
Yes.
That requires consistent patience,
Yes.
especially dementia. And I'm so sorry. That's very difficult. But clearly, you are finding like therapeutic healing through creating your products, which is
Yes.
awesome. Like that's your self-care. You take that time to ground, connect, protect. You said you light sage and or you cleanse your space, and
Yes,
like
I
you
do.
are you are one when you
And
are creating.
it also takes a village.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember when we last saw each other, all of my fragrances are named after my family. Because
Oh,
it
I
takes
didn't
a
know
village.
that. I've seen I've purchased some of your products. Like I
Yes.
had no idea.
Yes.
That is
Because it takes a
awesome.
village. And there is a story behind every person. They all played some role, including the clothing line, San Jules.
Ah,
Yes, they all played some role in helping me uh, get a little bit of love off the ground.
your gratitude is so humbled. I love that. That's
Yeah.
so perfect. Congratulations,
Thank
Samantha.
you.
I have no doubt that it's gonna take off and it's gonna be everywhere and anywhere you can find organic healing skin and hair products. So let's
Thank
send that
you.
out to the universe right now.
Thank you. Yes.
Hear that, universe? Let's go. And so it is. Okay. So let's talk about music now. So where did your love of music come from?
Well, I've been singing since I can remember, since a baby. I was just always shouting with the radio, and then it went from shouting to singing in tune. And my mom thankfully took heed and put me in, vocal lessons and classes right away. I think around 5 or 6 years old. Um, Out of all my extracurricular activities, it was the one I kept the longest. It was the one I held on to for the most amount of years. And I just kept doing it. I actually my music teacher took me under his wing, and I was about 9 years old, and about maybe 8 to 10 years later, I joined his band.
Very
So
cool.
my music teacher is now my band leader.
That's so
And I
cool.
have been singing with them with City Sounds Music for over 20 years. It's
Very cool. I love
it's
it.
been wonderful. We do all genres, all occasions. Um, any
You've been with like I saw like Town of Hempstead. You do like
Yes, we are
okay.
connected to the town of Hempstead, um, and the name is escaping me, but we are connected to another legislative town in Suffolk County. Please forgive
Okay.
me, but the name is
That's okay.
escaping me.
That's okay. Long Island has a lot of random towns and villages.
Yes, but yeah, we do all types of music, all types of occasions. You can hire up to 11 pieces. And many people don't realize, but I count as a piece.
Your voice.
Instrument.
Very good.
Yes, your
Okay,
voice
very
is an
cool.
instrument. But no. Only two of us are singers. The rest are instruments. So yeah, you can hire up to 11 pieces for whatever occasion you want to do. We do travel at least throughout the tri-state area. And yeah, and in addition to that, when I started to do a little bit of love full time, I started to vend at a few open mics. And I don't know, it just kind of came out to be that I ended up combining singing on stage as a soloist with selling my products. And I just got the idea to start booking myself. And I've been doing that. So you can hire me as a soloist, or you can get in touch with me to hire the band.
So cool. I'm going to share your information. So I'm just getting like your throat chakra. You're sharing your love, that little bit of love,
Yeah.
like you probably through all your healing, your trauma healing and your soul searching, like you have a booming throat chakra anyway. Like I can just see it circulating and like the energy, like it's clear and wide open. So I have no doubt that the two go hand in hand for a reason. And what's your favorite genre to sing? I know you said you encompass all genres, but what's your favorite?
As a soloist, I'm an R&B soloist. Usually a lot of old school, a lot of music that looks older than I am, like Aretha Franklin or Anita Baker or Shaka Khan, or
Okay.
I have done Whitney.
Very cool. My husband loves Whitney. He loves some Whitney. Yeah.
Yes, since she's left us, it's been a little.
I know. Every time we hear her music, my husband gets a little verklempt. He gets pretty emotional. He loves her. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's like it's the energy. Like, who do we connect with? Who do we, when we hear those words, for me, it's like the beat, the melody, and then the words. Like I tap, and then like when it speaks to your soul, it speaks to your soul. So when I was like looking through your site just to see, you have a video of one of your Town of Hempstead shows, and it was you and your other lead singer, and you guys were singing, I think Aretha, I think it was Respect. And I was like, holy, I'm going to curse on your holy shit. Like you have a voice, and people need to hear you. So if anybody has not checked out her site, please do so. And if I'm trying to think if I have an event. I mean, my daughter's confirmation is in April. I don't know if an R&B singer confirmation, but we'll figure something out. I want to have you at something because you need to get your voice out there.
I need to learn. You just let me know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in my church choir. You can come and sing with us. Yeah, come sing with us at church choir. It'll be fun. But no, it's music is more healing than I think we know. And I think, again, I feel like I am a little bit those baby steps behind you. Talking to my best friend from high school, I said between the two of us, we have like 40 years of combined karaoke experience. And she has a really good voice too. So it's like, why don't we do something with that? I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. But for me, it's more of that like healing and sharing the love. It's not like, it's not about the fame or making money. It's about just following your heart. And I love that.
With me to the open mics.
Oh, I'm scared. I'll do it, but I'm scared. Okay, I'll do it.
Environments. I go to really good places. They're safe environments. Cool. We're gonna love you just as much as they love me. I promise. Oh,
very cool. I'm in. Woo! Okay, I'm excited. New step forward. So I remember hearing, I don't even remember where I heard this, but it was people who, now I personally, and this is kind of like going off tangent, but this is how I feel about how you sing. So when I heard you sing, so when I've had a near-death experience, after surgery, like I had an out-of-body experience. And when I came back, I told you prior to recording that my family's in music, my mother, my grandmother, my children. And music for me has always been like kind of a fear behind it. Like, who am I to really sing or anything? And after this near-death experience, I found that when I sing more like from heart. and like I don't give a shit what's around me or what anybody might think. And I heard somebody say once that you can tell when somebody has had like a soul experience or is truly tapped in by the way that they sing. And the reason that I bring that up is because with like trauma healing and soul healing, like we knock down over time, we build up these energetic heart walls, and they make us feel scared, and they make us feel fear and not free to be who we are. And then when we do the work, we knock down those heart walls, and the love and our passions just come through. So when people sing like you do, it's like from heart and soul, and that is where the healing is. And so the next, I think my point is like for people who are listening, like when you are listening to music and you're listening to the people singing, or just like stop and listen, because they are singing with healing vibration. Like you are singing to bring love. So take that in as the receiver, as the listener, like listen to that love, feel that love of the person that is vocalizing, and you will bring healing to your inner self as well. If that makes sense, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, this has been a really cool episode. I'm glad we finally got to discuss. And if you could give advice to somebody who's out there who wants to segue into following their heart, and they might be stuck in a 9-to-5, what would your advice be for them?
I would tell them to tune in with themselves. The first thing you have to do is really understand who you are, hold yourself accountable, and then only then can you move forward with whatever you want to do or decide to do. But you have to know what's going on within you first. If you are in that place, I think the next thing you need to do would be to start to do some research, start to talk, get some advice, learn how to get started, write down your goals. It usually helps to see things on paper, try to organize them. Maybe your goal might not be what you thought it was in your mind once you see it. And you might need to break it down into something smaller. Figure out your step one. Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yes.
I like
baby
it.
steps. Do not be afraid to move in baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Those baby steps get you to where you need to go. Yeah.
A little bit of love goes a long way.
I love
really
it.
mean that.
I love
really
it.
do.
Very cool. Yeah. Now to close out, to say our goodbye, would you like to, I asked you in the beginning if you would serenade it. Do you have anything, even just like a little like la la la, like something?
I'll do a little line for you.
Okay, very good.
I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye, it is the sparrow, and I know he watches me.
So beautiful. I have chills. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are so healing. Thank you for your love and light. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And everybody, please come back next week for more high vibe content and interviews. Peace out. God bless.